Hello, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Saturday, October 2nd, 2021. This is the end of trading week number 39, and also this is the end of third quarter. September ended down. I want to give you a quick update. September was a negative month. I think it's the first negative month in about 8 months, and also that's the end of the third quarter. Now, on Friday, October 1st, you can see the market did rebound about 1.5% for the S&P and the Dow. And then the NASDAQ is a little bit behind, but remember, NASDAQ was always outperforming the year, so we expect that a little bit. Before we go to Excel and the weekly update with options, I want to let you guys know, if you're on Facebook, you can join me here on this Facebook group. It's the free international travel and vacation and honeymoons. This is where I post some of my stuff that I'm doing with credit card points, travel, reward nights. How do I get frequent flyer miles? How do I get hotel points and things that I'm doing? The biggest thing that I got is this thing here. You see this? I stayed at a hotel 2 nights this year, 0 paid, and I'm at 45 nights this year. I need 5 more nights to achieve Platinum Elite status. So that is awesome. This is what I post about. I don't just do one thing. I do almost everything financially related. And things that I don't know, I do have great partners that help me even level up my thinking. So join me there. First thing I'm going to do is go into ETRADE, copy some of these transactions, and then I'll move over here to my Excel tracker. I normally like to paste it somewhere to test it out. Okay, that one looked like it's going to work. Let me grab some more transaction on ETRADE. And here I go. I added the 7-day filter because I only want to track last week's transactions. And again, I always remove these useless ones here. So I hit the copy and then go back to my Excel and paste. Now you got to give me some time to clean it up. I'm going to move some fields around with these things here, and then I'll delete all the useless ones. And now I think I finished updating it, and what you will see is I plug in all these are data points that I need to pivot off of. I always add my own description. I always track each trade number. Dividends don't count as a trade. And then I add in these dates now so I can help calculate the days to expiration when I did the move. The only thing that you would need to notice is because this week spanned 2 quarters and 2 months, you just got to make sure, because I'm pivoting on it, that the data here says the 9 and this is third quarter and then fourth quarter and month 10. So once that is all done, everything else is ready to go. I just hit the save button and then let's go and pivot this and let's see what happens. Go to the top. We're going to scroll to the side. Hey, now I got to bring in month 10, so you're not going to see it. So the first thing I'm going to do is hit refresh. And then I want to add in, for right now, I'm going to add in 2 quarters. So you're going to see quarter 4. And then I want to add in the month for right now. And then as the month goes on, when we're in the second week, I will remove last month data. But this is what the data looks like. I'm going to hit refresh again and see if it worked. So far, I think everything looks good. I don't see any errors. Let's go into this pivot by month. Again, I'm going to have to do this twice. I'm going to hit refresh, and then I got to add in new filtering to bring in the next quarter and the next month. So let's do that. You see that? The first time I did it, you're not going to see anything else. So I got to go in here, add in my fourth quarter, and then there you go. Let me just hit refresh again. And that looks about right. So let me just fix this up slightly. This number now goes down here, and what you should notice is, so the month end numbers will look like this, and this is a new month. There's only 1 day, and you can see I made $90 in 1 day. So let me just look at the data real quickly. I want to make sure I don't spot any other errors. I'm going to hit the save button here. So far so good. So the last thing I do is bring in the data over here. And let me update this now over here. So I got to turn this field green. Okay, the next thing you'll notice is I did finalize this row here. This is week number 39. I'd mark it as October because the last day of that trading week is October 1st. Week number 39, 30 trades in that week. If I think, yeah, that's 30 trades because I'm up to 1,065 trades. My running P&L is now $25,000. So that looks pretty good. My average went up slightly. So this week I did a little bit more than 20, I brought it up a little bit. So that means I'm averaging a little bit more than $24 per trade this week because it brought the average up. So you can see this last week here, if you go for my daily data, this is the pivot table. So this last trading week brought in this data here. Okay, so that looks pretty good to me. And now let's talk through some individual trades. So let's start off with FSLY. You see this color that matches this week's color. Nothing fancy. I've been rolling it out every week. You see, sometimes I roll up, I roll down. Same thing, pretty simple pattern. 20 bucks on average. Not a lot of money. You just keep on rolling. Let's look at the next one. So here is SOFI. You will see that I did a couple different moves for SOFI. I did roll up. Well, some of them I rolled out. Then on another one, I just roll up and out. And then some of them I roll down and out. So depending on the price, I did different things, but these were all my call. I didn't have to do anything with my cash secure put, but for this week in SOFI, if you take a quick look at this, if you highlight that, it's a small gain. I made $50, $51 on SOFI alone. So let's take a look at the next one. Let's take a look at TLRY. Added a filter. You see this, and you can see the pattern with TLRY. The last time I rolled up was week number 33, and look at this, down. Then I roll up on 30. Okay, on week number 36, I roll up and out. But look at this, the last couple of weeks, or the last two, and actually, you see I rolled down and out, and then I skipped a week. There was no transactions for 38, but you can see what the trending is. So TLRY has actually been downtrending. In order for me to make some money on the premiums, I had to roll back down. But if you look at the pattern, you see you're not going to make a killing on these things. This is basically a $11 or $12 stock right now. So in order to make 170 over the last 5 weeks, this is really not bad. So this is what I'm doing. This is why you track it on the spreadsheet so you can see everything. Let's look at the next trade. So the next trade I want to talk about is this Iron Condor, 12 contracts, SPY, October 22nd. I closed it with 21 days remaining on this contract. And if you look at this directly, it says how much I closed it for. I spent a little bit under $1,400. So you're wondering, how did I make money on this? And let's take a quick look. I opened this up on week 36 when it was a 45 days expiration. And look how much I collected. 1,372. So the only way I made money is by these rolling of the untested side. And here you can see I roll the call side, then I roll the call side again, and then I roll the call side down again. And if you look at the premiums collected just from those rows, I collected 300 bucks. And when you add all this up like this, it shows that I made $272. And don't forget, November was really a bad month in one sense, and the spike in IV on the put side really made me lose a lot of money. Or you lost, like if the markets were flat and did almost nothing, you would have made more if the markets did that. But this is the part of the game. There's nothing you can do. Remember, I'm doing, you played the strategy to make money, and then every week you're not going to make the same amount. But the key for me is I want to make sure I can manage my risk. So you can see what the problem is. Even with some increased volatility, and this week the markets looked like they were downtrending, last week was downtrending, and September was downtrending, it really did, those big moves with the 2% drop last week and the week before, it did cause problems. And so don't forget, options are always priced in near real time. And if you have a big anomaly, right, a big 2% drop in a day, what happened is, remember, these options still have time left on them. At any given point, it had 30 days, 24 days, and 21 days. It had time left, and it's trying to factor in what are the odds of it being in the money at any given point. And so the problem is with these high volatility days, it's saying there may be a chance that this option will expire in the money. And so what it causes you to do is it causes the pricing to change drastically, and it makes it harder for you to lock in or reduces your profit. So if I had a bigger profit, I lost it. So these are things to consider in your trades. You need to understand that. So let's look at another example. This next one is Visa Iron Condor. It's a little bit confusing because I do run Visa, and I was running two different Iron Condors using the same date. So it may get confusing. And in some of the previous transactions, sometimes if you do like this 4 here, it's really a 4 and a 1, I believe. If you add those up, it still becomes a 5. But so sometimes these are hard to track. And then some of the other ones were from the other one. So I don't want to combine it. Only look at the 5 here. So we'll show you how much it cost me to close. It cost me $500 bucks, right? And then if you look at this here, how much did I collect when I opened it? It's 1,100. So the easiest way to look at this is I made money by, and I'll show you what I mean. If you just do this, we'll put a filter on it so we remove some of the noise. So if you only do this, you'll see the math. So I made money if you just look at it that way. So I got money in advance. I closed it for 500. The difference is I made 600. Now the weird thing is, if you look at this, you're like, well, how come the strike price changed? Well, don't forget, I always roll the untested side down. So this 245 became a 240, and that's why it's still 10 wide. And this is what I was saying. If you look at the 4 and the 1, that's how you get there. There was a transaction. But you can see how I'm making money on these Iron Condors with this one here. So that's all I wanted to show you. Hey guys, let me know what you think. Like I said, this is real data. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and type in 9,000 fake rows. I put everything in the pivot table so I can see and analyze my trades and see which one works and which one doesn't. The other thing is, by pivoting everything, I have all the data and I can confirm what tickers make me a little bit more money. Remember, sometimes you make more during your earnings week. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes there's more risk. There's a lot of different factors. Sometimes markets are up for 7 months in a row, just like this year, the S&P was. And then September, market drops 5%. But if you track everything, you'll know if you're making money. And I want to bring it back to this. My September was great. You see that. There's only one losing day, I think. But if you look at it from a week-to-week point of view, this is what the data is showing me. I have done really well the last, how many weeks is this? If you just look at that, that is the last 8 weeks. And I hope to continue this trend because I have a horrible June and July. Right? No doubt about that. I have to make up some lost ground. I would love to pick this a little bit back up. Maybe finish the year close to $27, $28 average per trade. But we'll see. I'm actually falling behind my challenge. I don't know when I hit 1,500 trades anymore. So the most important thing is not hitting these markers just because. You don't want to over trade. You don't want to just fudge things just because I did a challenge. I really need to be smart about it. You see some trades, these weeks were hard. I didn't have much to do, and I did less trades those weeks, but I was in trouble. I didn't have a lot of moves left. This week, these are doing pretty good, so I have to see. So hey, comment below. Let me know what you're doing. Did you have a bad month or you had a great month? I know some traders had a good month. They love markets like this. I actually don't like directional markets. I really don't. I prefer markets to be boring. I'm talking about like up and down, and at the end of the week, it's either up 1% or down 1%. I don't need markets to move 3, 4, 5% in either direction. I make more money when markets are pretty boring, pretty predictable in either direction. I don't really care. That's how I make money with most of the stuff. Cover calls, you can make money that way. Cash puts, you can make money that way. Credit spreads are a little bit more directional, so that I put a new cover debit spread on. So I put up some cash, and I am betting that there are some things that will, going into earnings in the next week or two, will move up. So I am playing some debit spreads that way. But let's see what happens. Hey, let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time. As always, have a profitable day. Bye-bye.